Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. So I've got an interesting colour palette today with two additions. So I've picked a neutral colour palette, just 4 colours, and I'm adding 2 that might make it really pop. So I don't know if it's going to work. It looks good on paper in terms of the colours look good placed together, and well, is it going to work in a fluid form? The only way to decide is to just give it a go. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm using a shaped canvas, so something different to me as well. I either use circular, square or rectangular. So I'm changing it up. This is totally new, totally different for me. And I'll talk about the technique. I'll talk about all the consistencies and the colours that I'm going to use as well shortly. But as always, what do we say? Let's see what we can create. So here's the initial colour palette that I've chosen. So 4 very neutral colours, ranging from a warm grey, Van Dyke brown, a neutral grey, and a bluish grey light. So they're the colours that I've chosen. Now I want to also add one of my most favourite colours at the moment, which is a metallic blue. And I also love the burgundy that I've used before. So I've decided to use these initially, and then I'm going to add in some blue and some burgundy, hopefully to make those colours really pop. So what do we think? Do we think this colour palette is going to work? So let me show you the consistencies. They're all mixed up. Again, just with my paint and water ratios, 1 part paint, 1 part water. Can you see that shimmer there on that metallic blue? This is one of my most favourite colours at the moment, so I'm really happy to paint with that. Van Dyke brown, also easily just dismissed as being a brown, boring colour, but I actually really love brown, and I love painting with Van Dyke brown, so I'm going to definitely add that. So yeah, 1 part paint, 1 part water. Very, very fluid. It's going to trickle off the spatula into the cup. So they're my colours. I've not yet completely decided if I'm going to add a base colour. So maybe it'll be a surprise. The colours are ready. There's my colour palette. Let's go. Okay, so I've decided I'm not going to use a separate base colour. I'm just going to puddle these 2 colours first of all in the middle of the canvas, one on top of the other, and then I'm going to blow it out. And then I'm going to do something different with the other colours. As always, my blow dryer is on a cool setting and the lowest blow speed. I get asked all the time why a cool setting. If it's on a hot or a warm setting, then that's going to create a film over the top of your paint. It's almost like trying to dry it out at speed. So that's why I always use a cool setting, because that keeps the paint at the same temperature as what you're using. So once I've blown this paint out, I'm just finishing off some of these edges. I'm then going to take all the other colours and I'm going to layer those colours around this middle. So 1 colour at a time, and I'm literally just going to put circles of paint around this canvas. And then I'm going to blow out those colours into each other from the middle to the outer edges and down the side. Okay, so that's all the paint. I'm now going to just blow it out from the middle, down the edges, down the side, and I'm going to do that all the way around this hexagonal canvas. I'm just going to use my torch just to pop any air bubbles before I start, and then I'm going to use my blow dryer, and as always, as I always say, on a cool setting and the lowest blow speed. I'm going to start from the middle and just work my way around the canvas. And I'm in no rush to do this. You'll see here that I'm just using my blow dryer, and I point the blow dryer in the direction that I want the paint to move. I'm really loving the effect this has when you're blowing all those colours into one, they infuse together. And also bear in mind, when you're using paint, sometimes no matter what tone you're using, what colour you're using, they might dry a little bit darker. So I fully suspect this one to dry a little bit darker than what you see here. But we can always enhance that vibrancy with a varnish. I always use a gloss varnish. I always seal my paintings with a spray varnish by Winsor & Newton. So that's what I opt for, as when I'm like wanting to add a little bit more vibrancy as well. So you'll see there I just went below eye level just to see if there were any puddles of paint. And I'm just tweaking this area with my blow dryer. There was a little bit more of volume of paint there. And if I don't fix that volume in terms of the consistency, in terms of the layer on the canvas, that's going to really affect that drying process. If there are puddles there that are left, then they're likely to crack because the paint isn't consistent across that base layer. So one more torch of the canvas, just going over those paints to pop all those air bubbles, and then I'm going to take you in for a closer look at the wet version. I'll let it dry and I'll show you the dry version too. And here's the dry version. So as expected, those colours have dried a little bit darker, but I can enhance that vibrancy with some varnish. So I'm not too worried about that. And when the light hits the canvas, you can see how it shimmers underneath as well. So I'm really pleased with this. It was so much fun, and using a shaped canvas was really different for me. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for all of your support, and I really hope I get to see you again in the next video. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.